Back here now at 9:22 on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus, the day after Thanksgiving, a Black Friday. It is a long weekend. What else is it? Chris Mulcahy is in here, bringing it to us live now. What's going on?
It's a Small Business Saturday.
Small Business Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Cyber Monday.
It's a Panthers Sunday. That's not a alliteration or something like that. But the Panthers are in town. So, and today is Blue Sky Friday, and it is going to be a gorgeous looking day, but sometimes looks can be deceiving because those cool Carolina Blues are really just a deception that we are super cold today, and high temperatures only in the upper 40s. We dropped down to the freezing point and below for the third time this November, and our Boone King Street camera dealing with more clouds up here compared to the rest of the area, so just kind of keep that note. And earlier this morning, we were seeing some of our resort cameras, such as Blowing Rock, actually blowing some flurries around. So yeah, definitely dealing with this. And High Brighton Mountain was my favorite camera earlier on. The images look like a Bob Ross painting. It was incredible. Well, now the sun's already come up, so it's just the usual, but it is a delightful day wherever you look. But maybe this isn't so delightful. 37 degrees. We've had a lot of lows that haven't even made it anywhere close to this so far this November. And I shared the staggering stat with you yesterday that leading up through 26 days of November, we are the fourth warmest November, but with all these colder temperatures, we're going to be all the way down to 19, still top 20, but this colder air is definitely going to strip us down the ranks. Dropped down to 31 degrees this morning. Now we're hovering around the mid to the upper 30s, and those wind chills are going to be brutal depending where you are. Feeling like the single digits to the teens up around Blowing Rock. Meanwhile, it'll feel like the lower 40s to the upper 30s, even though our highs are closer to about 50 degrees. So keep that in mind. Here's your afternoon, 49 degrees, wall-to-wall sunshine. That 7 to 12 that you see right there from the MPHs, that's a gentle breeze. That's what it's categorized as. But I think you still have a gust up to 20 miles per hour. That's what's going to make you feel like either side of 40, even though you got the sunshine. Where it's kind of battling a little bit, where the wind chill can make you feel up to 10 degrees colder, but indirect sunshine makes you 10 degrees warmer. So still right around that 49 degree point. But the sunshine makes it better. If it was cloudy, that's just miserable, and we will have some of those days. So it's feeling like January. From January 1st to the 23rd, our average high is 52, and our average low is 32 across Charlotte. Today, 49, and our low that was actually 31. I don't know why it says 28 there. 31, we're below where we should be in the middle of January. So that really just puts it in perspective. I've been showing this graph for the last couple of weeks. It was a lot more fun when it was dancing through October and sometimes touching September-like highs. But nope, we're just hovering in the bottom. Feeling like it should in January, not even really December-like as we head in December, so it's all confused. So as I mentioned, 31 is what we dropped down this morning. That's the third freezing temperature, but it's about to get colder. Check it out. We're going to see temperatures drop down. My reveal failed. Okay, there it is. 25 degrees by tomorrow. The only thing that's going to ruin this is we do have some clouds that'll be lurking around. So I think the warmest possibility is the upper 20s. The coldest possibility is about 25 degrees by tomorrow. The coldest that we've been so far is 29 degrees back on Veterans Day. So yeah, we're heading the wrong direction. As for our highs, though, staying in the upper 40s through the weekend. But if you have any weekend plans and you do not want rain to interrupt it, Saturday is your day. Now, Sunday, it looks to be one of those scenarios because we have a lot of dry air in place. It is so dry that we're dealing with some extra zaps because of the static electricity in the air. Whenever it's this dry, you might have noticed. Has anyone had any zaps in this room?
I did.
You
I
did?
had a zap, actually.
When?
Yes.
Today?
Today.
Today? Okay,
Yeah,
I had a zap yesterday. What about you, man? No zaps?
When do you get zaps?
So sometimes when you contact with another person or sometimes a metal object, it just what happens is sometimes if you're getting off the couch or socks on a rug, you literally kind of charge an opposite ion. So you get that
I'll
little,
keep an eye out.
yeah, little, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good to know. That's good to know.
And so it's when it's cold and dry?
Yeah, mainly just dry. It's all about drier air, but typically when it's this dry, it's also cold as well. So yeah, you're correct on both edge. But yeah, actually, let's just bring that up. I love bring
research.
That. Yep. Nope. Let me see. Static. Because I was.
I'm bringing up Black Friday sales.
Yeah. Always. Because I refurbished this graphic. So raising your weather IQ. Whenever a dew point is below 30 degrees, that is what's going to trigger this. This is why I love dew points. Because when it's above 60, it starts feeling humid. When it's below 30, well, these things start to happen. That you can actually have some random zaps, as we just mentioned. Dry skin, dry throat. That could be another possibility. This is also the drier air that'll cause sometimes the corner of your lips to crack. That's a possibility. And then sometimes staticky hair and staticky clothes can happen as well. This is kind of like in a small term, almost how lightning forms as far as the static electricity goes. It's just that with a dew point of 15 degrees right now, that is so dry, that is what's causing this. So I just wanted to bring up that as a point. And then also, bringing up my other point about this rain this weekend, there's a good chance that a lot of this kind of dissipates because of how dry we are. When you're this dry, it takes a lot of moisture to try to overcome it. And I think that will happen on Tuesday. It's just a little bit iffy now for your Sunday. So Sunday, I did bring things down to just a scattered activity, and I brought widespread activity for your Tuesday, where right now it's trending about half of your Tuesday could be wet. So there's even a possibility, the worst case scenario is a washout, and it's also rain in the 40s. Yeah. So we brought this up before. This is definitely one of Nick's icks. For our travel impacts, you can also see this. This is Monday night heading into Tuesday. Just because of the widespread rain, it's not going to be great. I think up to 1 to 2 inches of rain could fall from this. And this is has all the makings to potentially be our next weather impact alert day. Definitely a weather impact because it's going to be impactful for your travel. But there's also a sneaky other problem that I'm seeing here, that Monday night through Tuesday night. I have a big window here because it's 5 days out. A lot can still change. But what the bottom line here is periods of rain, travel impacts I showed you, there's a chance for some mountain ice. And I'm talking about freezing rain. So I want everyone just to stay updated. Be cautious if you're going to be driving through the mountains, especially Monday night, because of that ice probability. Because check this out. Let's get through Sunday. You have this little branch of rain. You see how a lot of it dies out. I'm not really confident a lot of that holds together. I do think we see rain across the area. It's just not like what you're about to see here. Check it out. Those darker greens start to take over. This is a big-time snowmaker well north of this system, this classic comma cloud. But if you look closely, you see this little area of pink right along the North Carolina mountains. That would be a potential changeover to some freezing rain. So that freezing rain is a very tricky thing to track. So it's right in here. That shows it about 4 a.m. It's not going to last long because after a while it starts to burn itself out, and I'll explain that here in one moment. So if you have temperatures that are freezing at the surface with all this rain rolling in, it turns into super cool droplets that just freezes on contact. And I'm seeing some model data that has this actually add up in a hurry. That's where things become really hazardous. I would rather have a foot of snow compared to a half inch of ice in that scenario. Then this should be out of here by your Tuesday evening. Back end still could bring a little bit of snow for the North Carolina mountains. So as I mentioned, it's about 1 to 2 inches of rain that could fall from these two rain events, and then some areas up to 2 to 4 further off towards the west, depending where they are. Here's the ice accumulation I'm talking about. For Sunday, if we do get any precipitation in the morning, again, the morning, so before the sun rises up, the outside chance for a little burst of snow, or some white rain as we call it, is going to be a possibility from the I-40 corridor up into the mountains, and even a little bit of sleet starting to mix in. So you might have some ice pellets. But this is the concerning thing. Now, this is 5 days out. A lot can change. It's showing a pretty decent bullseye of some accumulating freezing rain. But here's the problem. We are now 5 days out, and what we're trying to predict here is not what the temperature is at the surface, not the timing of the front. You're trying to measure what the temperatures are at 2,000 to 10,000 feet. So let me explain. When you're about a mile up in the atmosphere, everything's snow. Sometimes even during the summertime, you can have temperatures that are well below freezing. It would be snow initially. Then once it drops into what's called warm air advection, a pocket of warmer air, it actually warms above freezing, but it's still super cooled when it drops back to a freezing surface. So whenever you have that ribbon right above us, especially if it's about 8,000 feet, that's freezing rain. If it only partially melts, so you have a partially melted snowflake and it falls back into freezing temperatures, it's then sleet. So that's what makes the ice pellet. So it's either fully melting or it's partially melting. That's why it's a nightmare trying to predict the pink, thinks 5 days out. But things right now, the way we're seeing it, is a better chance for some freezing rain or some measurable sleet. So that's why I want everyone to be kind of alert for at least the North Carolina mountains. It's just going to be kind of a wet, cold, raw day for the Charlotte area. There's also another really difficult thing, raising your weather IQ when it comes to freezing rain, because it's a deprecating factor. What that means is it actually releases something called latent heat. So as you are starting to freeze at the surface, it actually removes heat energy into the atmosphere. So the more ice that accumulates, it actually starts to warm things up. So say if it's 30 degrees, active freezing rain, there could be enough of this that it actually warms it back above freezing, and then it's no longer freezing rain. That's why it's the most difficult thing to predict, and it's also one of the most treacherous. When you have temperatures in the mid to the upper 20s, and then it's that perfect setup for up to a quarter inch, that's where you really have the most deadly situations. But for us, we're just watching it. 5 days out, there's a lot can change. This just might be a facade, a fake reading. But I have now been seeing this for about 3 days straight. This is the first day that I'm just vocalizing about ice, because you're kind of starting to see that trend. 7 days out, anything can go. It can predict hurricanes that never become. So that's why it's about the time that we're starting to watch it. So there's a good chance that this bar might turn red. We're actively watching it for the time being. Temperatures are in the upper 40s through the weekend, and we should be, and I always keep our average highs and lows below the 7-day forecast on the upper part. 59 is where we should be, 37 for a low. We are below that across the board. So nowhere near where we should be. And even looking at the longer climate trends, I think we could come up a little bit maybe heading into week 2 of December. But then longer range models even show that we have yet again another cool down. So right now, after a near historic November, December is trending way down.
All right, get used to these 40s and 50s is what you're saying.
Yes.
I have a question, Chris.
Of course.
So, for those of us who are, trying to get into new hobbies, new habits.
Okay.
We talked about this a little bit yesterday with Nick Sturdivant. If I were trying to plan to potentially get in a nice little morning jog tomorrow before college game day, which is about 9 a.m.
Okay.
How miserable am I going to be?
Well,
Miserable.
let me see. And were you from Northern California or Southern California?
Does it matter?
It does, because northern it gets a little bit more
We
colder.
have chili, yes.
Yeah, okay.
I'm from the beach part of northern.
Okay, so I think you'll be okay.
Okay.
The good thing is it's not going to be great. I truly would wait for the sun to rise.
Okay.
Because it's at sunrise that you have the coldest temperatures. But then if you could wait like an hour or so, truly, if you get to 10 o'clock, it's much better.
Okay, that's good to know.
Marathon runners ideally like to run in the 40s.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
believe it or
They
not,
sound
They
crazy.
say.
yeah, so believe it or not, since we have a high of 48 degrees, truly your best time is in the afternoon. But you want to watch college game day, so I think the closest you can get to college game day, so 10 to 11, you're going to be the least miserable.
Okay.
The
this is good to
least
know.
miserable.
This is helpful. This
This is a new
I-
hobby. I thought you run, Jeb.
I'm trying to get into it in a really competitive, I'm really trying to.
Oh, so you trying to do Ks?
I'm trying to add some Ks there. But I ran yesterday after work, so this is 4 o'clock. And, I like running those shorts, the, breathability with the
sure.
legs. And I was freezing. And it was a great run.
Yeah.
We did 7:15 mile pace for 4 miles. Very proud of that.
That's good.
Wow.
But I was chilly. I was
The whole time.
The whole
You
time.
didn't even warm up?
It wasn't until I stopped running that and then finally everything kind of settled.
Catches up.
So I was
yeah.
all right, I need to be more cognizant of
the
yeah, you're just
outside
gonna, you're gonna be
temperature.
plain old cold.
Okay.
Yeah, you're just gonna be cold.
We're in Charlotte.
And you're also at the point that a lot of people like to do the shorts. I think if you wear the pants, you're not going to overheat if you're running in the morning.
I think
The
it might be
compression
pants season.
pants.
Yeah.
It might be pants season.
Yeah, for me, I warm up really quickly when I run, because again, I used to be able to run 18-minute 5Ks, but then when I was 18,
Wow.
I woke up one day or was in a run and I was like, I don't like this. So
Yeah.
just stop running and my knees hate me for it. But no, so good for you for getting back to that.
you.
We're trying.
I feel like every time I try to get back into running, I pretend like I'm 18 again, and then I get to my mailbox. I have a long driveway, by the way, so that doesn't sound as ridiculous as you seem. I'm like, oh no, what have I
The
done?
mailbox.
Yeah, so good for you. I will live vicariously through you.
Well,
Yeah.
I appreciate the.
I always look
heads
at
up.
runners and no one's smiling.
No one ever looks like they're having a great time.
I'm always like, they all look miserable. Why do
Right.
they do it? But, good. Yeah, exactly. Good for you.
Hey, actually, yeah, I'm gonna watch. I can live time update you. Check
How
this out.
do you make these for like he had so
On
like
the
all
spot.
the weather IQs that he had for like the
I know.
the zaps
The-
and the
and the-
freezing rain.
yeah.
That's crazy.
I like the turkeys.
I've been here 7 years and I've made a lot of stuff.
It's just
Like,
crazy. You
They're
find
just
it so
in the
quick.
files.
Plain and simple. Let me see. So tomorrow, so we have the way that our system works is that we have it's called IntelliCast. So it takes the data that's happening right now and it updates. I have to update it, but you can update kind of what the current conditions are and how that's going to play out. So this would be for tomorrow's forecast.
let me get-
I was like, oh,
Is
Rewind.
that you?
I was like, who's that guy?
How do you even do that?
That
Wow,
right there.
such great posture.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Yeah, look at that guy. I am pigeon toe, but don't worry about that. You couldn't see it. But so this would be your forecast. Let me see. Make sure that it does say tomorrow.
37 at
gosh.
10.
Yeah, so
Wait till your show's over and then,
like I said,
Now we do a little after college game day.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
yeah, but then like I hear and you can adjust. I can adjust the time. So I have it right here at the current time. So let's go. When would college game day be over?
noon,
noon.
before
Yeah,
noon,
right at noon
the
for
noon
those
game.
noon kick games.
I mean, not
Okay.
that we're giving the other station love, but
It's on
Okay.
ESPN. They're
Yeah,
fine.
no, yeah. Yeah, what are you talking about? It's streaming. We're all part
yeah,
of the
you
streaming
have
community.
WCNC Plus
Right,
on your
exactly.
phone while you're watching
Okay.
game day.
So,
right? Okay,
see, look at
whoops.
the bars don't even know what to do with themselves. They got so high. So, yeah, you're talking about 47 between about 3 to 4. So,
Okay.
that might be kind of your better thing.
47, 3 to 4.
Is
There
it
you
gonna-
go.
Can we see the little Chris running again?
Yeah, of course. Here we go.
Yeah,
I was just
I've
saying, here,
been
I'll
enjoying
I'll just play it. Do 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 do. So, if you really want to know, what's actually pretty cool is I'm bringing you behind the scenes.
Ooh, so behind the scenes, Chris
about
Mulcahy, weather IQ.
about how we make weather graphics. So for one,
Okay.
this is WSI. This is the program that we use. So let's bring it up. Yeah, I'll be able to. You can still see what I'm doing whenever it's in this mode. So what I've created right here is literally it's a 3D environment. So the little Chris that you just saw right here is literally a PNG movie. So I ran at the green screen in place, and then I'm able to animate like I'm running across. So I'm able to remove that, so it's almost like a PNG file, but it's a movie. So I'm able to, so I have an in and out point that goes from left to right. And the cool thing is where we're at right now, and let me see, let's go into the environment. So what this literally is you make a little world. So
Wow.
this is a 3D models of a mailbox. You have a tree. So you're able to kind of make these little environments that kind of show, and you're able to put different graphics in. Because I love doing this type of stuff. Because I know that people want the forecast, but if all you have to do is just kind of make it a little bit more real. Like Jeb is running. If I just showed you a morning forecast, you're like, okay. But if I was like, hey, I'm going to go for a run, it just makes it more fun.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
so practical.
Yeah, so this is just one of the examples, and like look over here. Sometimes
Got a
little details,
playground.
and I love to hide little Easter eggs sometimes in some of them. Like one of the mailboxes in one of my graphics says 36 Sprinkle Lane. So there's a so there's a little playground and such. So I use that for a playground forecast. So yeah, this is how it is. Like for a lot of the different graphics, it's in an XYZ plane for a lot of our graphics
This
that
is
we can
Chris's
build.
little neighborhood. Like
Yeah.
so
Mm-hmm.
much of your
Your
forecast
world
live
is in here.
And you can literally make stuff out of shape. So say if I add a cube here, okay? So hold on. So yeah, I've never done this just like live people watching this.
No, this is Black Friday. Like,
Okay.
this is what it is.
So the cool thing is you can literally take a cube and then you can rotate it like this. But the best thing is to make things real, you have to mess with the shadows. So by doing that, I can bring
crazy
I
amount
can
of
bring the
detail.
brightness and then bring reflectivity a little bit. And then you can kind of mess with these toggles to allow, hold on. I don't have my mouse, so it's a little bit finicky.
Do you
but-
have to be well versed in graphics, or some are just with the WSI system?
Yeah, it's just with the WSI system. So like right here, you're able to add a little bit of color, and then at that point, now you kind of have something that, see how it's creating its own shadows, so it looks a little bit more realistic. And then you can also add different patterns and stuff. I've actually made a fair graphic before where it literally is made of a bunch of different pieces. So since we've now moved this into how Chris makes graphics.
Yeah, I mean, there's
This
nothing
is
going on in the world
a
right
little
now. So this is the most
behind
interesting thing we've
the
had in
scenes.
weeks.
Yeah. Let me see. I think it's fair. So I made this one several years ago, but I'm very proud of this one. So the way that it works in the XYZ plane, so it's literally like real life. So you have the X, Y, and then Z is going to be kind of back and forth. You're able to put a bunch of pieces together, and you can load what's called a .3ds. So literally that is, in a 3D world, almost for video games, is an object that is in that 3 dimensions. So what I'm about to load up is, come on, where's my fair forecast? Okay. So this is one of my old graphics. So you can see that it has an old banner, so you haven't updated it in a while. Literally that Ferris wheel that you're seeing off in the distance, and this will eventually load, it's a big file, is made up of cubes and cylinders. So I completely, yeah, here it is. All right, so watch. And you're able to group things together and literally make the world. This right here is a 3DS object, but here. I'll show you.
I guess naively assumed that these were all just kind of pre-baked.
They were like
into the
templates
system.
and something you can
I
just
didn't realize you guys were building
put some
all of
words and
these.
banners on there, but you are starting from scratch.
Well, for a lot of them, now WSI gives us a lot of different graphics, but some of the ones I'm showing you, I personally built. So what you're seeing here is literally, and I'll just double click in here, that's just a cube. That's just a line. These right here, this took me way too long to make a Ferris wheel. Now, I did have to have a friend of mine make a little 3D little seat, but these right here, these are just little cylinders. This is little spheres that I made. And then when you animate this type of stuff, let's see, you can actually have it spin around. Let's see.
Wow.
And
look at that.
Yeah, and that's why I made that Nick Ick where you can I can put any one of you at the green screen. Hold on, there's my guy. I also hid myself in this graphic. I'll animate it.
You hid yourself.
Yep, see there I am. Eating a hot dog, enjoying myself. So this is a really fun way that we're able to kind of make any forecast relatable. That's why we love, especially in the mornings, of doing your running forecast, the bus stop forecast, your evening forecast.
Totally relatable.
Yeah, so that was actually impromptu, but yeah, welcome to my weather graphics
is your world.
Yeah, and we got dozens for different things. Like my favorite thing is like when you do get to the seasons, you get to use the graphics that you only get to use for a small period. Like, so I made this from scratch, took a lot of animations, but literally you have apples that drop into a bucket, they spill over, and then the bars start to pop up.
Like, that's amazing.
So,
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and now WSI gives a lot of different ones, but the ones I'm showing you, ones that I've personally made, and it kind of brings it to life. I think the best thing for forecasting, and it can be difficult from times, is I love to try to make the weather relatable. Like when I talk about dew points, the weather impacts us each and every day, and you may not even realize it. How many people are thinking about the dry air that's going to affect you?
The zap zap.
The zap zap, zippity zaps. So yeah, this really gives an opportunity to kind of make it more fun. And if I show you an apple picking forecast like this, you're going to remember it compared to just some bars on a white background.
Absolutely. And yeah, they're beautiful and memorable.
Well, thank you, guys. Yeah, I just needed a little confidence boost for my graphics, so that's why I did this.
This is fun.
You do have the best graphics, I think.
Oh, 100% of anyone I've ever worked with. And I've been here for 3 years, had no idea that there was that level of intricacy.
That takes a lot of effort.
Putting this all together.
You put a lot of time into that, right?
Most people, like so many times, the top questions I get is, do people do your makeup? Well, first off,
no.
I'm supposed to wear makeup, but then I haven't done it for 7 years, and nobody said anything, and I probably just exposed myself.
Woke up like this. Like, you look great, Chris.
Yes, you look bright.
A lot of people will ask, do people just give you the forecasts, or do you read a teleprompter? Whether people are just making it up on the fly, especially me. There's so much going on in my brain. That's why I stammer constantly, because I was like, oh, what do I gotta say? But yeah, no, I love what I do, and that was a lot of fun. And I think the best advantage that we have here in the Impact Studio is, yeah, you hear me talk a lot more, but I get to go through all the graphics. So many graphics that I make each and every day don't make air, just because it's nice to make so many different things to kind of have different aspects of the forecast. Like I made this today for traffic, and I literally never used it. that 89.6% of all travel is going to be by auto. That's 73.2 million. So there's so many different ways that you can do here, and that's why I also tell some of my reporter friends that if you need me to make you something, I can, as long as the weather's calm.
Okay. I was going to say, that's good to know.
Yeah.
You can put all these graphics together.
I was going to say.
For non-weather related stories.
Of
maybe?
course. I got you.
All right. That was fun.
That was fun.
That was
Thanks,
awesome.
guys.
Really
Yeah,
appreciate you taking us
pleasure.
behind the scenes.
No, I really appreciate it. That was fun. Thanks, guys.